Kevin Haig.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. There is something fundamentally wrong in ACC. It's been wrong for a while, and it gets wronger and wronger by the year. And the year in question, 2011-12, has been the worst year on record. Other speakers have spoken about the social contract, the historic bargain in which New Zealanders gave away the right to sue in exchange for a system based on the Woodhouse principles. And I've spoken previously in the House about those. It was a great system, sir, a great system that has been brought low. And I want to tell a story about that system and about that process, because it starts more or less in 2009 when we had a government coming in, a new minister who spoke about a financial disaster at ACC, and again other speakers have spoken about that. A minister who appointed a board and who signed a service and purchase agreement with the chair of the board that actually required a target for fewer and fewer people to remain on long-term compensation. And in the subsequent years, after that 2009 agreement, and in particular in the 11-12 year that we're discussing today, those targets became increasingly steep. And so we're faced with a board of ACC who was under pressure from their minister, and in place with some writing instructions about what they needed to do at ACC. And what they proceeded to do was progressively disentitle New Zealanders by reinterpreting the law so that more and more New Zealanders making claims were not covered. They chose to pursue that by introducing this staff remuneration incentive scheme by which staff who contributed to the goal of getting more and more people off long-term compensation would be financially rewarded. They contributed to that goal by hand-picking particular medical assessors who the ACC board knew were likely to give them the result that they wanted, which was a recommendation: this person is now rehabilitated and ready to go back to work. Well, sir, it would be fantastic if that were true, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be fantastic if all of those people that ACC threw off their books, those 3,500 people over the past 3 years, in fact did go back into paid work? Sadly, sir, that's not the case. Actually, only a tiny minority of that group actually were able to go back to work. Most of that group actually found themselves on income support benefits, or in that dreadful limbo world of being neither employed nor eligible for benefits. That's the outcome for those groups. And so the test of that has been in the number of reviews that ACC has faced of those decisions. The minister in the House last week said that the rehabilitation decisions, the decisions to remove people from compensation, reflected the fact that they were rehabilitated and ready to go back to work. Well, so the problem with those financial incentives for frontline staff is that there is no counterbalance. There's nothing that measures whether the decisions were the right ones or the wrong ones. And in fact, the increasing rate, that sharply increasing rate at which decisions have been found at review and in the courts to be wrong, suggests that there is something fundamentally wrong with the decision-making processes for ACC. What has happened fundamentally is that financial incentives, the dollars, have been put in front ahead of the needs of ACC's claimants. And that's nowhere better reflected than in the issues around privacy. Why is it that ACC had this catastrophic failure of privacy culture? It's because they didn't really care about the claimants. Fundamental culture change is needed. Judith Collins's first service and purchase agreement is due now. What will it say, sir?
So the question is that the report of the Transport and Industrial Relations Committee on the 2010-11 financial review of the Accident Compensation Corporation be noted. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. I understand that the next entity members wish to debate is the Independent Police Conduct Authority. So the question is that the report of the Law and Order Committee on the 2010-11 financial review of the Independent Police Conduct Authority be noted. Te Oroa Flavel.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Chair.